output, hopefully. You know, in the 60s, etc. I mean, the album became the vehicle for the material. You know, before that, it had been singles, and then album writing became the format. And then to me, it seemed to get back to, like, albums seemed to be just a collection of songs, and you know, people were usually having different producers on each song and all this sort of thing. But I wanted to have a coherent album from beginning to end, with that had momentum to it, that kept moving, and interest, and that these are all kinds of things that I try to think of at all times when I'm making a record. I mean, I played a number of instruments on most of the tracks. In fact, you know, one track, the instrumental Demi-Monde, is just me and Mike Giles, so it's actually a pure McDonald and Giles track. So naturally, you know, my imprint's going to be on it, and you know, all the decisions are mine as far as which, even though I had other singers to a large degree, it was still my choice as to which take and which line and which word and which embellishment I felt was maybe it was too florid or something, so I choose a simpler way of singing that line, and so all these decisions are mine, you know, and so it's going to have my imprint on it. Just about all the bass lines are written by me. It's also, even though I had wonderful players, you know, Kenny Aronson and others. I had the bass lines were written by me. So there's a lot of me in there, even though I try to play my own, you know, roll down a little bit. It's just, as I said before, it's about the music and it's about the album. And yes, I'm happy with the way it's turned out. You know, maybe in a perfect world, I might have I might like to go back and just maybe remix some of the tracks. But by and large, I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and I'm just happy to finally get it released, which is really the great thing about it for me, is to actually get the album out. It was originally released in Japan, and it was also released in Europe and the UK on Camino Records, which is Steve Hackett's label, and I didn't have any question about what label I would like it to be released on in Europe. I feel that Camino is very, very well run, and Steve is a friend of mine anyway, and I just asked Steve if he would like the album, and he said that he would love to have it, and so I'm very happy with that situation, and it's, you know, still available on Camino if anyone would like to check it out. As far as this country is concerned, it's a different story. A version of the album came out, but it was unauthorized and of inferior quality, and I'm very upset about that. It was an unauthorized release. Basically, it was bootlegged by this company, Renaissance Records, and so that was very upsetting to me, because a large number of the American audience bought copies of this. Well, not large numbers, but you know, it's a fair number. And so what I would really like to do is to have a proper, an official release here. So I'm still weighing up the options and looking at different record companies to actually have a legitimate release, and not one that was ripped off and just copied from another CD, which, as you can imagine, this album meant a lot to me, and to have it just an inferior copy put out to the American public was very upsetting to me. So I'm trying to make amends on that, and but the Camino and the Teichiku records are both superior quality, and if people want to check it out, then it's available there. But in the meantime, I'm looking for ways to release it in the States.